What's up, people? My name is Lino. I want to be a data analyst. So to accomplish that, I'm going to make some dashboard and share this in YouTube. And I'm going to explain how I plan the dashboard, where I take the data, and what is the dashboard for. So let's begin with my first dashboard right here. Let me move my camera a little bit so you can see better. Okay, that is nice. So as you can see, this is a dashboard that I made with data from India, the startup and Indian startups from this year, from 2021, from January to April. So this dataset I downloaded this from Kaggle, and it's a pretty interesting dataset. It's going to be, well, this dashboard is going to be, well, with this dashboard we're going to be capable to analyze the trends in startups in India. And I was reading about India, and it seems that India is growing faster in technology. So there is a lot of startups developing right there. And so, for example, let's begin. As you can see here, this is a card where you can see the total number of startups that have been created in these 4 months. So as you can see, there in total there was 54k. That is a lot of startups in only 4 months that were registered in India. And also we have 2 filters right here. With these 2 filters, we're going to see the activity description. That's going to be like the area of the sector that the startup is going to work. For example, we have agriculture, we have business services, finance, insurance. And also we have another filter right here that is going to be class, so we can check if this startup is going to be private, public, or made only by one person. And it's pretty interesting that startups usually in India are only private. So for example, if we select private, we have 50k. Wait, yeah, we have 50k startups that are private. And if we add the private startups that are made only by one person, we have the 53k. So there is only 1,160 startups that are public. That is a pretty interesting fact. So you can modify this and check what parts of the, well, you can play with the filter so you can get specific details. Also, I forgot to mention that this dashboard is going to be, where there's going to be a link in the description of the video, so you can go to the dashboard right there and play if you want. So let's continue. We're going to continue with this part right here. This is a map. Well, as you can see, we can see the number of startup registrations in each place of registration. And this is pretty interesting because the dataset is supposed to be only startups from India, but as you can see, there is some startups from India that are registered in North America or South America and Africa. It's like pretty interesting to know that. And also you can see that the size from this plot is changing based on the number of startups that are registered right there. For example, we have 2000 right here in MH, and if we move right here, only 11 startups are registered right here. So you can play this and see in what place, for example, let's see in what place there is a lot of startups registered. So it seems that is right here in India. It seems that is this place right here. So in Maharashtra, I hope I say that okay, there are in these 4 months there have been registered 7,000 startups. That's pretty a big number for that city. So let's move on. Move on. In the next plot right here, this is a donut plot where we can see all the type of business that are, well, the area of business that are the startups being created. So we can see business services, community training, and all this type of business. And also we can see that business services are the most common startup that is being created. then it goes community, personal, and social service, and then it goes trading. Pretty interesting that business services is taking the 30% right here. And with this information right here, we can enter the bar plots right here and analyze what is happening. For example, let's start with this bar plot right here. So this bar plot is the average paid out capital by the activity description. So I look online, and the average paid out capital is how much the company have made from the shares, or how much money the people have paid to the company for the shares. We made an average right here, and we can see that insurance has the highest value right here. But if we select this bar, you can see that there is only a few startups that belongs to the insurance activity, and I think it's like 0.11, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty small. We can zoom this, but I'm pretty sure we can filter this. No. Yeah, we can zoom in. I didn't know that was pretty awesome. So let's see if we can select. Okay, insurance. There is only 59 startups in insurance in India these 4 months, and this is the 0.11% of this data set. And as you can see, the insurance there is the highest paid out capital. Well, has the highest paid out capital right here. And it's pretty interesting that there is a little startups making this type of company. So let's continue to the last plot right here. That is another bar plot, but this bar plot is the authorized capital that this company can get from its shares, or from the people that are investing in these companies. And as you can see, the highest right here is from electricity, gas, and water companies, and here is from mining and quarrying. So I am assuming that this value is right here because this is basic services for people, so you can invest a lot in that. And mining and quarrying, I'm assuming this, but I think mining is because you need the materials to make hardware. Yeah. I hope I'm fine by that with that hypothesis. And as you can see, the other values from the other startups are pretty low if we compare with the other right here. But pretty interesting plot. So I think that's all for this dashboard right here. I think you can get a lot of information about what is trending in India in startups. So for example, if you want to create a startup, you have to see what other people are making, so you can understand what is going on in the market. So for example, if I will create a startup, that it will be pretty fun, but I don't get the concept. So let's assume I'm going to create a startup. I will not choose business services because there is a lot of startup right there. And if I can choose the area from insurance, that is the where more people are investing right there, or also manufacturing, that is good products, or also transport, and communications. I will say something like this right here, because there is less companies right here. For example, let's say select finance. In finance, there is only 1,800 companies right there. In manufacturing, machinery equipment is 2,000, and transportation, let's see, 2,000 also. Manufacturing only 105, and I forget, we got check right here. And insurance right here, there's only 60 startups in insurance. But if we go at the end of this plot, let's see, manufacturing and paper, there's a low quantity of startups right there, but it's because there's printed paper, magazines, and books. And I think that is not the trend right now. I think people are going digital. In the digital is more accessible right now, so people are using less paper. So for example, I can remember when was the last time I buy a paper, a newspaper. I think I read all the news from Twitter, from the newspaper local, but in Twitter. So that is all for this dashboard right here. I hope this helps to you. If you can play with this dashboard, it's okay. It's from public when it has public information, so there's going to be a link below. And that's all. I hope you like this methodology, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.